what I want to do now is pass the baton to our board chair, John Schneider. John's been the chair for almost 4 years, and I've been here 4, so there you go. But John's going to kind of get the ball rolling, and then we're going to get into some fun entertainment for you. So, John, thank you for being the chair, because he is my sounding board every time I have issues, and it's really nice to have somebody to be able to do that with.
Perhaps an out-of-tune sounding board, but nevertheless. Thank you, Anushka. It's a terrific thrill for me, and I think all the other Blandford board members, to see so many of you here tonight, and so many of you enjoying yourselves tonight, and so many of you seeing Blandford Nature Center. As you can tell, I didn't get the message about jeans and jewels. But actually, I think we all recognize, or at least I hope by the time we leave, we all recognize that the real jewel is Blandford Nature Center itself. Our dedicated staff, our committed volunteers, our superb president, and our really dedicated and conscientious board of directors, I think, all realize what an important part of our community is Blandford Nature Center. And all of us are really proud to be involved with Blandford in one way or another. You probably don't know this, but we are now sitting inside the city limits of the city of Grand Rapids. Mayor Hartwell over here is particularly proud of that fact, as he is many other things about this city. But for a city in a metropolitan area our size, this is pretty unusual to have the Nature Center not entirely in Grand Rapids. Part of it is in Walker. Give them credit too. But to have the Nature Center for a metropolitan area located like this one is pretty unusual. Anushka and I aren't sure it's unique, but it's pretty unusual. And that's important to all of us involved with Blandford because it's part of our mission, which is education about nature. And education about nature for people who sometimes don't have many opportunities to have much experience with nature. So we really are very pleased that we're in the city of Grand Rapids and the city of Walker. And that's part of the fun of being involved here because we're in this beautiful area in a city of over 180,000 people. I have some official responsibilities I want to discharge. They're terrifically exciting and pleasurable. But before I do that, I would like to recognize a couple people who I know are here with us tonight. Blandford Nature Center was started after Victor and Marion Blandford donated land to the city of Grand Rapids. Tonight, their daughter, Mary Blandford Spade, and their granddaughter, Betsy Spade, are here. Would you please wave your hands to all of us so we can recognize the descendants of the founders? Of course, there's also one other person most of you know, some of you I know have talked with tonight. If you haven't met her before, you may have met her tonight, who is really the founder of Blandford. She is the person without whom there would be no Blandford Nature Center. She got it started, she kept it going, and she is incomparable, literally incomparable. Mary Jane Dockery. All of us involved with Blandford, volunteers, board members, staff, feel a great sense of pride in being involved with Blandford, as I said, but also a strong sense of commitment to carry on and improve upon and expand what Blandford has meant to our community. And we think we're doing quite well with those efforts. As I said, the staff is really dedicated, imaginative, hardworking, and we do have just a splendid executive director, now called President, Anushka Steinman. And I want to thank all of you present tonight who are on the search committee. I think most of the search committee from 4 years ago is here tonight. I won't ask you all to stand, but pat yourselves on the back. You did a great job finding Anushka. Well, while you're eating your dessert or finishing your meal, I'd like to conduct the official part of my responsibility tonight. And I'm glad the lights are up because I was a little worried that I wasn't quite hawk-eyed enough. Like our permanent residents, I couldn't see well enough to operate in the dim light, but it's much brighter, and so even old people like me can manage. Last year, was our first year with this event. We had one sponsor, the Wege Foundation. This year, as you may have noticed from some of our placards, we have 14 sponsors. Blandford cannot thank these sponsors enough, but I am going to thank them, even though it will be an inadequate thanks, on behalf of Blandford. And I'd like to, since I couldn't trust my memory to this, tell you who they are. So, our crown jewel lead sponsor is this year the Wege Foundation. Hope Diamond sponsor, Wolverine Worldwide. Merrill's shoes are great for hiking around Blandford. Trust me. Shining Sapphire sponsor, Lax Enterprises. We have a number of Radiant Ruby sponsors. An anonymous sponsor, the Clark Hill Law Firm, Grand Valley State University Business and Finance Office, O'Donovan Foundation, the Korf Foundation, Northern Trust Company, and of course our caterers, West Michigan Caterers. Pretty Pearl sponsors. I am not imaginative enough to come up with these titles. Someone else did that. I'm just reading them. They're very imaginative. Pretty Pearl sponsors, the Gardner, Lynn, Burkhardt, and Flory Law Firm, Grand Rapids Community College, Rainbow Music, Rockford Construction, and UBS. As Anushka did earlier, I want to thank our young friends from West Catholic High School for providing musical entertainment tonight. And I want to point out, appropriately, since we have many birds of prey, permanent residents of Blandford, West Catholic High School are the falcons. So we had human falcons to go with our feathered falcons. I also want to thank Grand Rapids Community College Klaus Quant for donating much of his and his intern's time to create our feature video, which you will get to see in a few minutes, and providing sound and technology for the evening. So thank you, Klaus. And now I want to introduce a first ever award given by Blandford Nature Center. And I have the official citation, so I'm going to not ad-lib this. This is what we call the Crown Jewel Award. It's the first time ever we've awarded this honor, and it goes to an individual who has steadfastly supported Blandford Nature Center as a new, independent, charitable organization so that it may achieve its mission to educate, engage, and empower our community to become stewards of the natural world that sustains us. Blandford Nature Center has a 45-year history with very varied management, from the tax-funded organization originally part of the Grand Rapids Public Museum, later the Grand Rapids Public Schools, to its independent nonprofit status in 2007. I like to say Blandford is 45 years old going on 7, because 7 is how old we are almost as an independent charitable organization relying on public support and public volunteers and not relying on tax dollars. Although the city is a very good landlord to us, I want you to know. Our Crown Jewel Award winner tonight understands these transitions from tax-funded to nonprofit and knows that they take time and money and a lot of effort by a lot of people, and has helped us along every step of this 7-year road we've been on. This individual knows the importance of getting kids to share nature at an early age so they grow up to be the next generation of land stewards. He's committed, pronoun you can tell, is committed to seeing land preserved to enhance biodiversity. He strongly encourages collaborations. He has a focus on environment, education, health, the arts, and community service. All of these are areas of focus for the Blandford Nature Center, and we hope will help to enhance these areas through our facilities, grounds, and programs. He also has a personal code, which is do all the good you can, for as many people as you can, for as long as you can, for all the right reasons. The 2013 Blandford Nature Center Crown Jewel Award winner is Mr. Peter Wege. completely appropriate applause. He can't be with us tonight, so the award will be accepted by Terry McCarthy, Vice President of Programs of the Wege Foundation and a Blandford Nature Center board member. Terry?
I'm going to read what's on it, and then I'm going to ask Terry to speak. But we're very sorry Mr. Wege couldn't be here, and we just thought, as a crown jewel, this would be a beautiful award for him to be able to see. And it says, 2013 Crown Jewel Award, in grateful appreciation for your support and dedication to environmental education at Blandford Nature Center, presented to Peter Wege. Thank you for bringing that to him.
I sure do wish Mr. Wege were here to see this to fruition. I mean, when Burt Blakey came to him after the city dropped Blandford from its rolls, Burt Blakey came to the Wege Foundation and asked Mr. Wege to help integrate it with the Grand Rapids Public Schools, and of course Mr. Wege said yes. And ever since then we've been supporting it, and even to this day, Ellen and I and Brandy visit Mr. Wege, even though he's bedridden, but we work in his house, so we see him every day, and even though he can't get out of bed, he asks us, are you still doing good things? And tell me what you're doing. And I actually told him today that we were going to a Blandford Nature Center fundraiser, and he said, who's in charge there now? And I said, you know, Mary Jane Dockery is still there. And I said, but we have a new girl, Anushka Steinman, a woman, okay. And if you know Mr. Wege at all, his response was, do you think she'd give me a kiss? So that's a little too much information about Mr. Wege, but just to be sure, he is still thinking about doing all the good he can. Every day he asks us, you know, are you still in the community? Are we still doing the best we can? So just he'll appreciate this, and I'll show this to him tomorrow, and he will appreciate it just as much as he has appreciated every other award, because he loves Blandford Nature Center. So thank you very much.
All right. Now I just have a couple thank yous to do. First of all, I would love to invite all of my board members to stand. We have grown to 15 board members. They are amazing. They help on so many different committees. And while I'm not going to run through all the names, I would love for you all to please stand so I can recognize you and thank you for all the work that you do to help make Blandford what it is today. So if you would all please stand. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. As you all know, if you don't have a good board, you won't have a good organization, so I'm grateful we have such a strong board. Next, I'd like to ask all my staff members to stand. They have done a phenomenal job over the last 4 years since I've been here, really enhancing the quality of the programs, enhancing the grounds, and enhancing the facilities that 50,000 visitors a year get to enjoy. So please stand up. I'm inspired by each of you every day. You should be acknowledged. And then last but not least, I'd like to recognize the event committee that pulled this together, because I can tell you it is a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and if it wasn't for this committee, this would not happen tonight. So Lori Gardner, Brandy Perry, Terry Selgo, and Katie Van Duzelaar. If the four of you would please stand. You deserve all the thanks for doing this tonight. Thank you to all of you. I think I scared them today when I said we want 300 next year. I agree, we can do it. So with that, I'd like to cue up Class Quant from GRCC to get our video going.
As you look at a satellite image of Grand Rapids, you will probably notice that one feature is generally missing. Yes, there are all the things you'd expect in a large city: buildings, neighborhoods, businesses, and even a fair number of city parks. And for all their value, every one of these features is controlled, made by humans, and you could say, tame. You'd be hard-pressed to find anything you could call wilderness. Any corner you might hold up as a good example of a natural environment. And then, there's Blandford Nature Center. Blandford is an oasis in an ever-growing, always encroaching urban environment. Blandford stands alone as perhaps the last refuge for children from the inner city to experience, close by, what it means to be in nature. You probably wouldn't be listening to this if you didn't think this special place was worth preserving. If you couldn't remember yourself what it was like to be a child, looking at an owl and wondering what it might be thinking.
If I were an owl, I might be thinking, I wish there were more places like Blandford to hunt and look for mice.
If I were a bobcat, I would be thinking, I am so happy Blandford takes care of me because I can meet so many kids.
If I were a turtle, I would be thinking, this worm tastes so delicious.
Our natural environment and accessible animals spark creativity in children like nothing else. Here, within the major metropolitan city of Grand Rapids, are 143 acres visited by thousands of children and families each year. And while they're here, those children, however brief their visit, can feel what it's like to truly be in the woods, tend their own animals, or even to grow their own food.
If I were a pumpkin, I wouldn't say much at all except maybe,
There is no substitute for getting your own hands dirty in the garden, for collecting eggs from your own chicken, or for hiking through a forest and learning how to identify different trees and plants. There is nothing else like being a few feet away from a large bird of prey and learning how people and wild animals rely on each other every day.
If I were the red-tailed hawk, I would say, why don't more people come and visit me?
Visits to Blandford are remembered for a lifetime. Someday, any one of the children you see here will hold inside him or herself the memory of spending time on our grounds. They will remember making art with their family, watching the garden grow, and learning about frogs and snakes.
If I were that snake, I would be thinking, my tongue is getting very dried out from sticking it in and out all the time.
And for all its traditional programs, Blandford is also innovative in its approach to bringing in new visitors. This summer we hosted Site Lab, the art collaboration popularized in Art Prize, where we served as the gallery that allowed local artists to display their interpretations of what constitutes a home. We are more frequently hosting musicians and promoting wellness through hiking on our trails. We have even tapped into Grand Rapids beer culture through a collaboration with Brewery Vivant and our own maple syrup. The fact is, Blandford has become more than it ever was in the past. We have adopted many new approaches to foster greater awareness of this jewel in our city. We are proud of where we're headed and proud of how we maintain the traditions that many of you personally cherish.
If I was the osprey, and I was all better, I would fly up into the sky and I would look all around and I would come back to Blandford because it's the best place for me to be.
On behalf of every family and every child you help with your support, we'd like to say thank you. We have come a long way, and together we have a long way to go.
Thank you, Blandford!
So we hope that shows you kind of Blandford in a day, for those of you who aren't already very familiar with it. What we were not expecting was for Wonder the goat to make a special appearance before the video. But That's kind of the way things roll here at Blandford, and you learn. I leaned over to Katie, our office manager, and I go, this is just like a day at Blandford where we're at our desks and we're working, and all of a sudden a hawk goes flying by, and we're all like, squirrel! Run to the window and look and see what's going on. There's always a fun distraction. So it's great fun. The next thing that I want to do is introduce our 6th grade students from Blandford School. And as you know, it's not really our school. It's GRPS's school. And I'd like to ask Jeff Lendy, he's one of the 2 instructors there at Blandford School, to stand up. He does an amazing job with the students. And if I could get Rick Gillette to stand up, previous Blandford teacher, to stand up. He started the great school there. But these students have an amazing year through their teaching on our property. And without the facilities, they wouldn't have the same experience. So they have written a little skit for you to give their perspective of their year at Blandford Nature Center. And so with that, I think I need to have these off the stage or not? Okay, come on up. Keep the mics. All right, I'm getting out of the way because Josh has it under control. Josh is our rap teacher, and I would like to introduce the Beeps.
There you go.
Check, check, 1, 2, y'all. You ready for this? In 1968, Mary Jane had a vision to start a nature center was her mission.
I want to say thank you to the Blandford family for donating its first tennis vision we can see.
A themed environmental school is on our site where 66th graders get insight.
Because we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center. Cause we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center.
I'm a little blue jay and I'm here to say how the school and nature center are connected in a way.
Walking down the trail next to sassafras, and then I come along some long to tall grass. I pause by a tree, hear nature's symphony. Now nature's definitely calling out to me.
Where the chickadees and finch sing us their songs, we see the cranes, but yo, no lanes.
Let's go down to the creek, Brandywine Creek beeps, beeps, what you gonna say?
Because we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center. Cause we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center.
Take an E, see a B, tap a tree, 1, 2, 3.
We learn about mass, identify sassafras, we study great-winged birds. No, we're not nerds.
The students use the center to learn every day. Then after lunch it's time to explore through play.
So as you see, we save the trees, so do the same for us, would you please?
Cause we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center. Cause we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center.
We love animals, we think they're very nice, but better yet, we save their lives.
Rehabbing animals is what we do. When they look at me, I say, I
Got you! Like Bob the Bobcat and Little Baby and a turkey vulture named Lucy.
We serve 50,000 visitors a year. That's why we need so many volunteers. Here at the Nature Center, there's a lot of things to do. So here's a couple, let me tell you. Like a volunteer project where we help out, make this place look better, without a doubt. Last but not least, snowshoe with your sweetie. So when you're at your checks, don't be greedy.
Because we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center. Cause we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center. Cause we love Nature, Blandford Nature Center. And
That's a wrap!